a fire department in Nova Scotia, Canada, their firefighters showed up to a Halloween party wearing Ku Klux Klan costumes, and they tried to apologize, and say that they ain't mean it. They were sorry after the fact, but they wasn't sorry. If you ask me, a lot of racist, anti-black activity goes on in these fire departments. I don't think fire departments, truth be told, get enough credit for being the racist, anti-black, white supremacists that they are. We hear police, always getting a bad rap. But I would put some of these fire departments up there with these no good race soldiers that are running around doing all kind of wickedness and evil, if you ask me. So I got the audio and the video of this, family, and we're going to slowly walk through and talk about this thing. Fair use.
A Nova Scotia Fire Department is in hot water after 4 guests were seen wearing KKK costumes at a Firefighters Club Halloween party. So the North Sydney Firefighters Club is being called out for allowing several attendees to appear dressed as members of the KKK. The deputy fire chief apologized on Facebook, expressing disappointment in the actions of those involved and asking for community forgiveness. He said in part, "I can honestly tell you that the situation..."
Apologize. This wasn't no act, if you ask me. They showed up like that for a reason. They probably, truth be told, behind the scenes, these firefighters, they probably are members of the Ku Klux Klan. You know what I mean? And they just said sorry when it got out there in the eyes of the public. They ain't sorry, if you ask me. Everybody's sorry once it gets brought to the forefront of their transgressions. They sorry after the fact. But had this never been caught, these no good firefighters wouldn't have for sure as hell been sorry. But let's continue.
At the North Sydney Firefighters Club is not who we are or what we stand for. He went on to say, also a sincere
not who they are, my behind, but let's continue.
Promise to do better in the future. Now, this Nova Scotia councillor is giving her take on the fire department's apology.
To deem an entire organization as racist and to pull them through the mud when they do so much for everyone, they made a mistake. They said they were sorry. What more do you want?
Meanwhile,
the fact that she finds this okay, she's a white supremacist in my opinion too, because the system of racism, white supremacy looks out and takes care of their own. And I don't family think that the fire department gets enough credit for being the biggest, one of the biggest racists, right along with these no good race soldiers that run around here unalive and innocent unarmed black people. Because if you remember some time back, I don't think it was that long ago, a brother over here in America, he was saying that he was in a particular restaurant and he walked past some table. I seen it on social media. I forget all the logistics to it, but he walked past this particular table. It was an older white guy sitting there, older white gentleman, and he said that he stopped him and let him know a little bit about his backstory. He was a firefighter in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and he was saying that, he was leaving black people in the fire. He wouldn't rescue black people, and he heard their screams, and he just wanted to, make amends and let this out after all these years. You know what I mean? It's a lot of anti-black racist activity that goes on in these fire departments. We got to keep our eyes on these fire departments because I hear a lot of stories about fire department people showing up in blackface, them discriminating, won't let black people join the fire department. And it was very telling that this old guy was talking about he's so quote unquote wanted to make amends by telling about how he let black people be in the fire. It shows you as just to the type of racism that goes on in these particular fire departments, because the fact that he was letting black people suffer a crazy demise like burning up in a fire, this speaks to the mindset of and the psyche of some of these firefighters that run around here supposed to be saving lives, but they don't value black life, you know what I mean, to let black people in the fire. Because we got to think of how many times have firefighters maybe unjustly set fires, maybe have left black people in fire that they could have been saved, you know what I mean. I just don't think that firefighters get enough of credit, right up there alongside of race soldiers as being racist white supremacists with anti-black views on things. But let's continue.
Aren't letting this slide. This community advocate, Quantrell Provo, posted on Facebook saying, simply no words. The fact that this was at an event and no one kicked these individuals out, felt uncomfortable, or spoke up until after the fact speaks volumes. Now, people online are reacting. One user said, "I see ghost costumes." And this user said, "It's a Halloween costume. Who cares?" Meanwhile, this person said, "Absolutely disgusting. An apology isn't enough." Now, some people are suggesting educational initiatives and more accountability for actions that affect marginalized groups.
Work from that apology, but the apology has to be bigger than that. You have to For one, with the apology as acknowledging that something's wrong, but then we need to move into education.
So BG Squad, what's your reaction to this? And do you think the fire department's apology is enough? Let us know in the comments.
No, the fire department's apology ain't enough. It's a lot of racist, anti-black activity that goes on in these fire departments. And I say it all the time that there ain't no jokes in the system of racism, white supremacy. These firefighters that, showed up like that in them Klan outfits, they probably were Klan members behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And they only sorry because it was brought out to the forefront. Had it never been brought to the forefront, they for sure as hell, wouldn't have been sorry. We got to keep our eyes on these firefighters as well, because I rate them right along upside there, along race soldiers, Ku Klux Klan members with a badge, because they all in cahoots with one another, working hand in hand in the system of racism, white supremacy. So keep your eyes on these firefighters out here, family, because, a lot of them got racist, anti-black views on things as well. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace.